Hey, welcome back. So in this video, it's gonna be a little bit different. I figured I could do a story time because, in case you haven't noticed, I got a ring on my finger. I got engaged in February and I'm planning wedding things, or trying to plan wedding things. And I figured I'd start from like the beginning. So a little bit of backstory. Me and Cameron, fiance's name is Cameron, met in college 3.5 years ago now. Yeah, well, we started dating 3.5 years ago. We met probably a year before that. And in February of this year, he proposed, finally. Not gonna say I was like waiting for it, but you know, I was waiting for it. And honestly, the way it happened was so crazy because like I thought, well, I had always told him like, hey, I don't necessarily like a ton of attention on myself. I want something pretty like low-key, love the park, which I've said before, so like a picnic would be super cute, literally anything simple. Not in front of a bunch of people, that would make me die on the inside. Well, yeah, it didn't really go the way that I thought it was going to. Okay, I'm sure you've all heard of like BuzzFeed. If you haven't, like, are you living under a rock or something? Follow them on Instagram. Absolutely love their lists and things like that. Or the lists they make that are like 20 things you need if you're dying on the inside. You know, something like that. Anyways, on their like Instagram story, they posted like, do you want to be in a BuzzFeed video? And I was like, yeah, why not? Not thinking at all that it was gonna like happen. So I fill out the little form and it's like, we're doing these videos called First Kisses, Kiss Again. And Cameron, my boyfriend, well, at the time, was my first kiss also. Yes, that's a little, I don't know, is that sad, awkward? Like, how old was I? I think I was like 19, 18? It took me a while. But yeah, he was my first kiss, and now my husband, or gonna be my husband. So the idea of the video was first kisses, kiss again. It doesn't matter if you're still together or not. They just like wanted to make it happen. Whether it's been like years since you've seen each other or you're still together, you kiss again. So I fill out the form and I'm like, our first kiss story was kind of funny. Like, we were just chilling in the car after watching Bohemian Rhapsody. And the entire time, I was so incredibly awkward. My face, no word of a lie. Like, I did not know what to do with my body. But hey, he's still here, so I guess it couldn't have been that bad. So I write out the little like story. This is how it happened. This is how incredibly awkward it was. And I submit it. And I send him a text message. I'm like, yo, wouldn't it be so, well, first of all, would you be down to be in a BuzzFeed video? I asked him. And he was like, yeah, whatever. And then I told him I submitted the like kiss story. And he was like, why would you, oh my gosh, like, you're gonna make me look like a terrible person, like if I like made you do it. And I was like, no, it's not that. I made it funny, I think. And then we left it alone. I think that was like beginning of January or something like that. And then I kind of forgot about it. I was at work too when I was filling this out. It was just like a casual like Thursday afternoon or something, I don't know. And I forgot about it. And then a couple weeks later, I get an email on February 2nd from a BuzzFeed producer. And my brain like imploded. I was like, are you, Like for real? Are you really reaching out to me. And her name was Sylvie, super sweet. And she was like, you guys still interested in doing the like first kiss video? And of course I'm like, yeah, I want to be on a BuzzFeed video. Is like, I think BuzzFeed's pretty cool still. I don't know. Why not? So I text Cameron and I'm like, oh my god, dude, it's happening. And he's like, what? Are you serious? So I tell him, yeah, like for real. We're gonna be on, like in a BuzzFeed video if you want to. And he's like, yeah, why not? Let's be spontaneous. So within like 4 days, I had taken time off of work. I had booked a like Airbnb, which was a little bit sketchy, but like it worked. And we drove down to the city, which was a whole other ordeal because I have never driven into New York City before. This was the very first time. Normally I either take the bus or like I took a train once. I'm never gonna drive down there again. And I didn't even drive like in the city. I made him do it because I know I would have been too stressed, or my driving would have made him more stressed. But that's besides the point. So we get down to the city. This is February 6th, I think. We had to go a couple days early because, you know, Rona times, and we got to take like COVID tests before we could be around everyone without masks on at the time. So we get there on a Sunday, the 6th of February. And before heading down, he was like, oh, since we're gonna like make a little long weekend out of it, why don't we go see a couple things? We were staying, what was it? Yeah, so we were staying by Union Square, and he found this park called Little Island, which is like a man-made park on like a bunch of pillared things. I'll insert a photo. Basically, he was like, oh, we should go to this park. And I'm like, okay, like, I like parks. I will always, he doesn't like sitting still like in one place for too long. So I was like, you want to go to a park? Like, hell yeah. This is what I've been waiting for. So he's like, all right, while we're there, we'll go to this park. Why don't we do it like the last thing before we leave? So we like end on a good note. We'll go to this park. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, whatever. So we get there Sunday afternoon. We try to find parking. It took us like 2 hours of circling around, and then finally we gave up and we were like, all right, let's just go to one of those like stacking garages. I can't do this anymore. Oh, also, I don't remember what the website was, but if I find it, I'll like put it in the description. I got 3 days worth of parking for $50 total, which sounds so incredibly sketchy, and like it was kind of sketchy, but that's a steal. Like, I don't think you understand that in New York City is unheard of. So I'm very proud of that. So we found parking. We walked to our Airbnb / hotel type of place. And we were both in such a bad mood because of the just city driving and things like that. So we chillaxed for a little bit. There's absolutely 0 windows in this little like room, so that was depressing. But we were like, we're gonna be on a BuzzFeed video. It's fine. Everything's fine. You know? We chill. We go and get dinner. End the night watching some TV. And then Monday morning we had our first Rona test. Passed with flying colors. And then we basically spent the rest of the day like walking around on Monday. This is the 7th. And as we're walking around, it was raining too, and I was like, whatever, like, we're here, we'll make a day out of it, even though it's kind of rainy. Why don't we go to the park? Well, like, since we're doing a big walking day today. And he's like, no, let's do the park tomorrow. It's supposed to be nice tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah, but we're gonna go film, and then, like, what if we're tired, and then we'll kind of want to leave right after? And he's like, no, we'll go to the park after. I do not understand how I did not like see what was happening. I was like, okay, he wants to go to the park tomorrow, like, that's fine, whatever. Tuesday rolls around. This is February 8th. We get there bright and early. I think we had like a 9 a.m. call time or something like that. We walk in through the big double doors. I'm pretty sure I took a picture of like the rug on the floor, which I'll put here. I was very hyped. I was like, oh my god, BuzzFeed. So we go in, we sign in, get our little name tags for the day, and then go up to, I think it was like the 13th floor or something like that. I don't know if that's right or not. But we had to take another test that morning to make sure we were all clear, and then fill out some paperwork again. And I'm meeting like a bunch of different people that work there, and they're all just like saying hello, getting to know us a little bit, and they were all super sweet. So we finished filling out our paperwork, and they bring us upstairs into like the filming area. When I saw like the cameras and the backdrop and everything, there was like that little part of me on the inside that was like, oh, you always wanted to do stuff like this is so exciting. Just exploded on the inside, and I was like, oh my god, yes, you know. I'll put a picture. I took a picture of that too. I was trying to be like sneaky. I don't know if I was supposed to take a picture or not, but like it looks like a set. But I was still really excited. So like, yeah. They put like little mic packs on us. We get like a mint since we're supposed to kiss. Which, I mean, it's not important to us. It's not like we haven't kissed each other with stanky breath before. But it was nice. So we get our little mics on, and we like stand on the X's that are on the floor and start our interview. And I'm not going to talk about that because I don't think the video has gone up yet. I don't know when or if it will. I don't know. But we start our interview. We go through our like whole first kiss story, and then we kiss again. And then we like wrap it all up. So we're giving back like the mic pack and everything, and then one of the girls comes over and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Upstairs, the person who was handling your paperwork that you filled out spilled her coffee on it on accident. Would you mind running upstairs and just filling it out again really quick? And I was like, yeah, no worries. Like, I'll take any excuse to spend a little bit of more time here. Like, yeah, why not? And then she's like, oh, I can also show you like the tasty kitchen while we're here and like give you a mini tour. And I was like, yes, 100%, absolutely. So she brings me upstairs, and the girl couldn't get like her laptop to load the page. She's like, the Wi-Fi here is absolutely terrible. And I was like, that's so weird. Like, it's BuzzFeed. Like, I feel it's an internet thing. Shouldn't you have like really good Wi-Fi? But no, she was like, nah, this spot right here just is really bad. And my completely oblivious ass is like, yeah, crazy, like whatever, no worries, no rush. I feel so stupid when I think about it now, because she was like, oh, just write your information like on this blank sheet of paper, like I'll fill it all in later. Like, oh my god, I feel so dumb. And then after that she brings me to see the tasty kitchen, which I'll put a picture of here because I was like, I need to take a picture of this. She brings me to this little like outdoorsy area, which I'll also put a picture in if I've got that. And then we walk back down to meet up with Cameron. Oh, you know what I'm doing. Water break. I've been talking too long. So the park was 1.5 miles away from the BuzzFeed studio, which was, I think, like a 30-minute walk, a little under 1.5 miles. Like, this is the day we're leaving. So we had all our bags with us. We each had like a backpack and then like a little arm bag. And we're walking fast paced through the city to go see this park. Thankfully, I don't know what was wrong with like the weather in February, because it wasn't even like late February, like getting towards March. No, this was the 8th. It was like 50 degrees out, which was so nice, and it was sunny. I could not have asked for a like better day. So we're walking through the city, we're like speed walking our way there. He's like, we gotta get to the park, and I'm like, okay, like we'll get there. Halfway there, I was so tired from like holding everything, and I was just like, bruh, we walked all day yesterday. Like in my head I was like, we can come back, we'll do the park another time, like it's fine, it's not a big deal, we can leave. But he was so genuinely excited to like go see this park that I was like, I can't stop that from happening. Like, he never gets excited to go to a park. I'm the one who likes parks. I gotta do this for him. And also, I like parks. So, we keep going. I don't say anything. I'm like, I'm just gonna suck it up. We'll get there. We stop about like not even a 10-minute walk. A little bit less than that, at a different pier. I think it was like Pier 57? Just before Little Island. And he's like, why don't we take a little breather here before we walk over? And I was like, okay, like fine by me. I'll drink some water, eat some fruit snacks, because I'm always hungry. Whatever, I'll take a little break. So we stop, we look at the scenery, we take a couple pictures. If I have any of the pictures that I took, I'll put them here, because I'm still like completely oblivious at this point. And then he's like checking his phone, but he's always on his phone because he like runs his own little business. So I didn't think anything of it. I was like, whatever, he's probably talking to like a customer or something. And then he's like, all right, let's go. Let's get to the park. And I'm like, okay. Pick up all our bags again, and we start walking. We get to the park, and it looks so cool. I'll put in a picture of that I took as we walked up to it. It's like a bunch of these, I don't even know how to explain it. Just look, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory if you look at the picture. There's like a bunch of posts, and then they're like weird, almost like tulip bulb shape. That might have been a terrible description. But we get to the park. We walk up the ramp, and I'm like, this place is awesome. And it has a little like amphitheater section in the inside, like when you walk in. So we stop there, and there was a bunch of people out because it was really nice out for a random day in February. Although, you know, for like the middle of the day on a Tuesday, like, don't you have jobs? Like, but whatever. So we're standing there, and we're right above the section where like all the seats start. We're like standing there, and then there's a couple people like seated in the amphitheater, but I was like, whatever, like enjoy the view, you know? And one guy sits literally directly like right in front of us, and I was like, okay, I know that like nothing fancy is happening right now, but like, bruh, personal space, like why are you sitting right in front of us? Move. He didn't. I mean, I didn't say anything, but like I thought it. And he should have known. So while we're standing there, I pick up my phone because I like taking pictures of things. Who doesn't? And I start doing like a little like panoramic video, like all around, and I can insert that clip here because this was literally seconds before he got down on like one knee. And I'm still completely oblivious, like, woohoo, taking a little picture, look at my surroundings. And when I like look at it now, I'm like, oh, he looked kind of like stressed and I didn't notice. So I do that, and as soon as I put the phone down, he like grabs my hand and he's like, hey, I told you I was gonna like do this. I was gonna pick a good time. Honestly, my brain doesn't even exactly remember what he said because it was just so like, it's happening, you know? And then he gets down on one knee, and he was so sweet. And I was just like, are you serious? Like, I looked him in the eyes and was like, are you serious? He was like, yeah. And he had this bad boy in a box. I don't know if that's gonna focus. It's so cute though. Not gonna lie, I was like sending him pictures like, hey, I like this style. I like 6 prongs. Like, just in case you like ever wanna buy a ring. You know? So he does the whole thing, and as he stands up, he's like, oh, by the way, look. And he grabs my shoulders and turns me around, and there's like a higher section in the park. He turns me around to look at it, and he points, and he's like, BuzzFeed is here. And in that moment, I was like, what? What? And he's like, yeah, but BuzzFeed is here. They were in on it. And I was like, what is happening? I'm pretty sure I said what is happening like at least 12 times. And Sylvie and Elizabeth run down, and they're like, oh my god, congratulations. Oh, and then everyone at the park like clapped when he got down on one knee. So I was like, but at the same time I was like, ooh, attention. Like, it made my heart happy, you know? So I was okay with it in the end, even though it was not at all what I thought it was gonna be. I thought he was gonna do it on my birthday, which was a few weeks after that, which he was. If this BuzzFeed thing hadn't like just happened to happen, he would have done it on my birthday. And it would have been a lot less like interesting of a story. But I don't think it could have gone like any better. It was so great. So they come down and they're like, oh my gosh, like congratulations. And I was like, what just happened? And they're like, yeah, it was all a plan. And I was like, this man's planned this? Because he's not a planner. He's not a planner. And they're like, yeah, like the whole thing, when they brought me upstairs with the coffee on the papers and all that, complete lie. They just needed to get me out of the room so that he could then like show the little ring and be like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. Oh my gosh. I still can't believe that happened. He had been talking, like emailing and like on the phone to the producer in the days leading up to it, being like, hey, you wanna like do this? You wanna be a part of this? Surprisingly, this was not a plan when we got chosen to be in the video. So it wasn't gonna happen. His friends actually from work were like, bruh, you have to do it now. Like, they knew he had a ring. I thought he had a ring, but I didn't know like when he was gonna do it. All he said was after 3 years, which it had been already. And his friends were like, you literally have the perfect opportunity. Like, send it, dude. And he was like, okay, fine. And he called the producer, and she was like, absolutely. Like, yeah, no brainer. So, yeah, it was all part of the plan. I had no idea. I don't know how I didn't like realize what was happening. I was so like blissfully unaware that he like had this all planned out. Like, I know that I can be oblivious, but I didn't realize the level of obliviousness that I was able to achieve until this moment. So he like explains the whole thing really quickly to me, and then they're like, we have this big ass camera, like, do you guys want some pictures? And of course we were like, yeah, like, why not? Take a couple cute pictures with the ring, all like, not like that, but you know, like cute couple pictures. And I'll insert a couple of those here so you guys can see them, because they're so cute. And then I had to do like the obligatory, like, you know, picture of the ring. It was such a day. So after we were all wrapped up and they went off back to work, we grabbed our bags. We're like, let's go home. Well, made him stop at Kleinfeld because why not? We didn't actually walk inside, but I took a picture of my ring like in front of the door just to be like, I was here. I do want to go back, but I love Say Yes to the Dress. And now it's fitting, you know? So, yeah, we walked back to the car, got the keys back. I'm still so proud of the $50 for 3 days. Like, an actual miracle. We get in the car, drove home, and then on the drive back is like when it actually hit me. I didn't cry at the time, but in the car I was like, all the emotions can like settle now. And gone. I cried for a little bit. Oh, and I mean, we were listening to The Greatest Showman, like, that, what's the song? Rewrite the Stars, that's the one. That started playing, and I was like, we were made for each other, oh my god. And then I started crying. And then everything just like made me cry after that, kind of. We got home, and then we were on the phone the rest of the night to like friends and family, just making sure that everybody was aware. And of course, like, everyone's like, oh my gosh, do you have a date? Like, no, we just got engaged. We don't have a date. We have one now, but that's unimportant. So yeah, that's the story of my engagement. Well, mine and Cameron's engagement. I'm so excited to plan wedding things. I made a spreadsheet, which I'll probably share here at some point, and it's got like everything. Catering, decorations, venue, what else? The dress, duh. I have a whole Pinterest board that I could share with like the vibes that I'm going for, and we actually went to go look at a venue a couple weeks ago, I think like 2 weeks ago now. But I was waiting to do like this whole story time before I start just plopping that stuff onto my channel. But yeah, thanks for listening. If you made it to the end, hit that like button if you feel like it, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.